Hi Aquarius, welcome to your June 15th to the 30th reading. We're going to be closing off the final 2 weeks of the month with some amazing cosmic activity as always. If you've seen your other readings on the channel, you will know I talked about the fact that we've got 5 planets in retrograde this month. So we will see Mercury go into retrograde in Cancer in the final 2 weeks. We'll also see Neptune go into retrograde on the 23rd. Now, we will also have Venus coming out of retrograde, okay, around the same time. So technically we do have 6 retrogrades this month, however, only for a 1 or 2 day window, all right? But let's not discount the fact that we are in between eclipses, okay? We're going to be seeing not just a new moon in Cancer, but also a solar eclipse in Cancer on the 21st, which is the same day as solstice. So Mercury going into retrograde in Cancer. A lot of nurturing and cosmic mother activity happening in the skies and available for us to tap into as transformative energy. So being able to nurture ourselves through the transitions, nurture ourselves through the awareness that is wanting to come into our consciousness thanks to the retrogrades. The purpose of Pluto into retrograde is to bring to our awareness our fears, the blocks, the things that's been stopping us from moving forward. We're becoming aware of the ways in which we're connecting in the realms of love and sharing space intimately or within our family connections, whatever the case may be. We're really looking at rules and boundaries, the ways in which we've been taught we should do things, can do things, can't do things, the ways in which we've invited opportunity or denied it in our life. All of the planets offer an archetypal energy, and this is what's available to us to be able to work with in one way or another. But let's see what else. But trust that everything that's happening is happening exactly as it should. We will see globally there's a lot of push-pull energy, this love versus fear, there's freedom versus oppression, if you like, and we're going to be noticing those same energy essences in our own selves, in our own personal relationships, in our personal lives. Something as practical as needing a job but not loving it, so I'm just going through the motions, or whatever the case is. This energy now wants out as we head towards the end of the month. We're wanting to communicate about it more. We're wanting this out. So there's no more just this introspective energy. It's now wanting out. However, sometimes what comes out is frustration because we still haven't collaborated, okay? So be aware of that, that an expansion energy, an expansion of deep shadow stuff is wanting to be exerted, understood, and at least released on some level. It's a beautiful healing time as a healer, personally. Okay, let's see what your theme is. Now, these cards are from Denise Jarvie. It's a secret language of light, and it'll offer us a theme for your reading, my lovely Aquas. Color. Wow. Color therapies, working with color, noticing an expansion of color. The color card is number 40. Okay, there's a saying, it's based on some scientific facts, that the human eye can only see and hear a certain range of a spectrum when it comes to color, when it comes to sound and hertz, okay? We can only see a certain range. Animals see different ranges and hear different ranges. Color is expanding. Like, I just see this heart expansion energy. You're noticing the color in your life is what I'm intuitively picking up on. The way in which you've seen someone, something, you're now seeing them in a whole new way. There is color in your world. There's more color in old experiences as a gift to your subconscious. A new way of looking at things is what I'm feeling here. You're wanting to color your world in a whole new way. Okay, but let's see what tarot cards want to come up for my lovely Aquas. Color. And there's, of course, some beautiful gold expansion, heart chakra energy there. Look at the rainbow at the top. See that rainbow shading at the top? And all that gold light coming through. Heart chakra expansion energy, my lovely Aquas. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot that wants to come up for you. I'm feeling like I'm keeping busy in my everyday, so I don't know if that's relevant to some Aquas. I'm keeping busy in my everyday duties, responsibilities, job, whatever the case may be, but you're intuitively sensing that change is here and shifts are happening beneath the surface of you. You're wanting new direction, yes. However, you're happy to just sort of keep going with the flow. Keeping distracted is what I want to say. Keeping focused on something else, because that wish time is not quite here, okay? Underneath all this is a fear energy, but this is almost like waiting for something else. I'm happy with where I'm currently at. This is what I was explaining, okay? The Two of Swords is a crossroads, yes. We acknowledge we're at a crossroads. We're not actively at a point where we're overthinking or wanting to rush things too much, okay? We're happy to wait something out, okay? This next level, this next chapter, this next thing. I'm not ready to take my blindfold off. The new moon, okay, will be significant for many aquas that I'm connecting into. So we've got a new moon in Cancer. This Cancer energy is prominent in your reading. It's shown up straight away, okay? But the new moon in Cancer is going to be significant, and you will at least feel this crossroads energy significantly around the new moon is what I want to say, Aquas. But let's take a look and see where the deck, where the reading wants to take us. I do see here the reason you're perhaps happy to be in this waiting space, a non-action space, is because the first card on the table was the Knight of Wands, which is an exciting energy, no doubt. It definitely comes with passion and purpose. But the Knight, out of all of them, he is non-committal. He's very in and out, okay? This is why he's the player card. He's not ready to commit. He's not ready to tie himself down to some level of permanency, whether that's in a job, whether that's in a thought, whether that's in a connection, okay? There's movement here, yes, and there's excitement. And by July, you're still going to be feeling uncertain, okay? So I think for many aquas I'm connecting into, you're quite comfortable in this, and I can see why. In order to truly get what you want, you know that it's going to take this next level of yourself. You know the new is here, you know there's a new opportunity here, but you also know this space, this spot on the fence, this in-between, this non-actionary, non-committal space is actually where you are most comfortable right now, and that could be for any number of reasons, all right? But I see here on deeper drives what is actually motivating you, what's getting you. Now let's work with this Cancer energy. Maybe you're connected to a Cancer. Maybe something in Cancer season is going to become more developed within your awareness, okay? Maybe there is movement in Cancer season within July, okay? Towards the end of this month, you're wanting movement to happen, all right? But you're not committing, okay? But it's funny because it's contradictory to everything else that's on the table. You actually do want commitment, you do want change, but you also know that it's going to take, and this is how you end your reading, a whole lot of courage, which you might not be ready for. I don't know what that means, Aqua. Is there an option on the table? Is there a pathway that's becoming evident to you, a way in which you can experience greater emotional fulfillment, whether that's a way of living, whether that's a way of loving, a romance, a connection, whatever the case may be, because there's a refresh to the emotional body here. Above all this, you're desiring a new experience in love, a new experience, a new refresh within an existing connection. You're wanting to experience emotional regeneration in life, okay? That's what the goal is. That's above everything. And the emotional body is set for a reset once you do this one thing. And as much as I'm sitting here at the center of my reading, not feeling committed, happy to sort of be in and out, one step forward, happy to sort of sit on the fence at my crossroads, because I know I'm at a crossroads and I can go left and I can go right. And left leads me back to what was, and right will permanently lead me to where I'm meant to be going. And on a soul level, I know that. You almost passionately want to do so, but you're just as passionate and comfortable about staying in a comfort zone. Maybe some energy's permeating. Maybe you're still developing a few things here, because I see in the recent past you were holding back, and that energy still remains. But the Nine of Wands shows up and says, hey, that's great that you're holding back, Aqua. It gives you a time to think and recalibrate, but don't hold back too long. And I think in many ways you're not, okay? And when I say in many ways you're not, sure, you're not emotionally acting, you're not mentally acting, but on a heart level, you don't even have to speak about this. You know you want to move forward with this connection, this new chapter, this new experience, new way of living, loving, whatever the case may be, okay? But it's going to take some courage and strength, okay? And I definitely even think by August, because there's a window here of time. July, Cancer, August, Leo. Whether those two star signs are significant for you in your placements. There's a window of time here that by August you will decide, you will move forward, things will shift and change, and the wheel actually will not shift until you act. And what's happening in this space, in the in-between, you spent probably a long time holding back. 9 weeks, 9 months, whatever the case may be. There might be a 9-year story here, okay? Wow, you've got 2 9s. You're closing a chapter. I just realized you're closing a chapter. You've got 2 9s. 99, you might be seeing that a lot, okay? When we see the 9s, it is about something ending. An old version of you, old way of looking at this thing, an old way of approaching things, an old life, an old relationship, okay? Ending. You're not quite ready for it though. You're comfortable in your comfort space. You're comfortable on the fence. You're comfortable waiting. But I do see here underneath all of this, what you're really wanting, okay, is your 4 of Wands. Your 4 of Wands is your awakening card. It's an 11 card. We're awakening to a new way of living, loving, connecting, being, okay? With these retrogrades, with these eclipses, trust that there is a potent reset energy available to us all to completely transform even the longest held fears, beliefs, or anything, okay? In the realms of love, in the realms of connection, in the realms of opportunity, growth, expansion, rules. The rules we've told ourselves we had to live by because these were the rules that were handed to us, subtly or not so subtly, all right? Sometimes we go through experiences and we're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that because I see it can potentially lead to this. So we develop rules based on negative experiences or what we've been through, what we've grown through, okay? Life and experiences can chip away at us, but by the time we reach middle age, you know, we're sort of not as joyful and vibrant about opportunity and new beginnings because we've seen failure, we've seen grief, we've seen betrayal. So life chips away at us and we're less likely to be enthusiastic about possibility of anything, love, jobs, whatever the case may be, you know, we're losing that zest within us. But I see here you are awakening to a whole new way of being, doing, living, loving. Yes, the 4 of Wands is a marriage card. Maybe you are completely resetting a marriage, your concepts of marriage. Maybe you are really changing. Sorry, I meant to pick up the Wheel of Fortune card. Changing. Something changes here in the realms of the 4 of Wands energy, and the 4 of Wands is the 2 arms, the 2 eyes, the 4 walls you want to call home. What do you want to come home to? Okay, this is what's likely to happen next. Issues of marriage, home, where you live, all of these are up for review and perhaps even set to change. Okay, the wheel is turning in your favor. The wheel turns regardless. If all things were going great, changes so that we can learn that not everything lasts, yes. And if things were hard and if they were challenging, I don't know why my camera's not focusing. There we go. And if things were challenging and didn't seem to be coming together, then trust that everything will be turning in your favor too. You know, all things are set to change. The wheel also shows up when we know we are being stagnant. We know we need to make some form of a commitment, a decision to move forward, okay? And the wheel then shows up and says, bam, I'm now doing it for you. Here is an experience. Here is life coming at you for me to change that for you because you did not proactively act. I'm not doing that as a scaremongering, all right, Aqua? But that's just the nature of life. We can sense it. We intuitively know it. We're wanting some form of change on some level, but we refuse to act on it. That is the gift of knowing that when we're sitting in this energy too long, life will end up changing for us so that we then have to react and flow. Okay? This is about you getting your wish fulfillment. This is about self-satisfaction, feeling lucky. This is the 9 of Cups. This is emotional satisfaction. How many aquas? Now, guys, go to my Instagram page. Check out your weekly read. Because I was saying in it that I'm excited about your July readings because I noticed an existential shift in your energy for the last few readings. If this is your first time here, there's definitely collective themes in all of my readings for the zodiacs. I'm connecting into the frequencies that I'm connecting in, and I'm noticing growth and change. And the storylines are similar, okay? It's not like I'm picking up on a group of aquas one week and then different. And maybe I am, but I am noticing a collective joining this each week, okay? The same message keeps applying, all right? And it's growing nonetheless, not hugely in the case of Aquarius, okay? Because I see there's been a holding back energy in many ways for a lot of the Aquarians that I've been picking up on. But subconsciously, you guys are also working with this new age of Aquarius that's coming through. You know it is your time to shine. You know that all those things you've deeply sensed and been aware of are coming. The ways in which we can live, love, learn, be in this world, okay? There's a whole new way of doing things, and the world is wanting us to expand and grow into this age of Aquarian energy. It's now your time to shine. In many ways, watch how much can be achieved, okay, in the coming years that are very Aquarian influenced, my friends. No more need to hold back, no more need to hide. And I did say in my quick read this week that there was a big shift. There was an emotional reset to the emotional body. I see that here on this very reading as well. The quick reads are only a few cards, okay? But this is an emotional reset. Above you is the Ace of Cups. It's even a new relationship, a new experience, a new way in which to experience your emotional body, okay? And getting to a point that you genuinely feel giddy, that you feel that good about where things are at. The possibilities of love feeling like this do not just have to be fleeting in those first few months. This can be a permanent state of being once we align head and heart, because it is our head and the shadow elements of the mental realms, the shadow elements of our ego that tell us, that tempt us, I should say, Aqua, because look, in the snake, in the tree, there's always that snake. The temptations of life, the temptations of our shadow self, our fears, our deeper subconscious blocks, drives, whatever the case may be, will always be there. But this divinity, this guidance by something high above, this open, naked vulnerability, this desire for connection and open-hearted connection nonetheless, is always a possibility. Same too is life force, okay? And yes, the temptation of the ego will always be there, but it is always at our will and choosing. Look at what else fills the picture. You know, if I was to break this down into percentages, because that's how aquas are, you want to see a greater whole of things. The truth that how divine love is possible, okay? Divine love within self has to happen first before we can experience in another, before we can experience it in our relationship with the world. Our biggest relationship is with self. And that's what the Lovers card represents. Maybe you're connected into a Gemini. Once head and heart align, we truly are at a position where we are amazingly empowered to be able to realize our greatest self. So that this is a possibility that joy, the genuine frequency of emotional joy, it is our birthright. This is what children are fueled by until they are not. This is what adults are fueled by until they are not, because life chips away at us. Yeah, we become bitter, we become disbelieving, we become closed off. This is your birthright to feel like this, to have your cup running over, to have your emotional cup running over and feeling completely comfortable with that and no longer terrified, because you are the water bearer. In the Star card of the Tarot, let me quickly look for it. I don't want to lose this in case I want to tell a story with it. It's right at the bottom. It's right at the top of the deck. That's it. Look, that's the cup. It's flowing over, you know? It is flowing over. That is you. This is your major arcana. You are at the top of the deck. I always read cards from the bottom, okay, as an energy underneath, energy influencing, but you are the next card off the deck, okay? But watch this, guys. I love this. Gemini, the Lovers, June. Chariot, July. Cancer. Strength, August, Leo. June, July, and August, you watch what you can transmute, balance, restore, completely heal to a point that you are falling in love with life again. You have reset your beliefs. Sorry, Grace, let me do that again. So June, July, August, you watch what you can refresh, reset, transform, heal, and bring into your reality in the realms of love, in the realms of feeling in love with life again, the way in which you experience love, okay, that initial connection, the maintaining that to a point of commitment, your views on commitment, your deeper beliefs about whether you really believe in the possibility of love maintaining this energy for the long haul is what I'm feeling here, okay? Going after that love of your life, whatever the case may be, okay? There's a lot of communications here, a lot of desire. This sits in your hopes and fears section, okay? You fear falling in love, but you hope you do too. Okay, again, it's about this deeper belief around the longevity and possibility of commitment and how long true love really lasts and the quintessential essence of it, all right? This is 5D energy. We are bringing in the age of Aquarius. There is a new way to live and love. What is that? Let's be guided by Aquarians. What is that? If the old world no longer is relevant and we need to really be courageous enough to step forward into something new way of being, connecting, experiencing self so that we can experience each other with less judgment, with less fear, yeah? The reality is unconditional love is perhaps only possible in the relationship between a parent and child in our current reality, if at all. Is it true that it can exist in any other connections? You know, if that is our goal, how do we get there as a collective? How do we get there within ourselves? The unique journey is an important one because it is within here that all worlds exist so that we can experience our world in the same way. You hope and fear that you're falling in love, will fall in love. But there's a lot of communications here, a lot of things coming at you, a lot of online communications, talking, thinking, doing, planning, okay? Falling in love, this is Cupid's arrow, and it's going to take a fair bit of courage, okay? In the traditional tarot, she's prying open the jaws of a lion, and it seems an almost impossible feat, but it can be done. It is encouraged action because it is guaranteed. The outcome is guaranteed. The wisdom and knowing here, the strength, the energy that binds you to fulfill this task, fulfill this next step is infinite, okay? This is linked to manifestation energy because the same symbol exists above the magician in the tarot card. June, July, August, okay? It doesn't even have to take that long. Maybe you are connected into, and the relevant story is related to a Gemini, a Cancer, and a Leo, all right? But they are significant for this recalibration of your beliefs in love, your recalibration in everything you've learned about love, the dark, the shadows, the light, whatever the case may be. There's an emotional reset for many Aquarians that I'm connecting into, and that came up in the quick reads this week. Feels exciting, guys, but I can see you're being your water bearer self, where you're holding that emotional body, you're comfortable in the crossroads, in the waiting and seeing, this non-committal energy, yeah? A balancing needs to take place when the Six of Coins shows up. There is a karmic balancing here nonetheless. As you can see, one is getting coins and the other isn't. This is about a recognition of something needing to come into balance within you, Aqua, so that something in your world can come into balance too, okay? It's about equal reciprocity, getting clear, and also knowing what needs to be cut away, leveled up on, okay? This is a leveling up, a clearing, speaking our truth, all right? All relevant here. The last year has taught you a lot. The next year, watch what you can achieve in the next year. I can't. Someone's getting married, someone's opening their heart, someone's risking it all for love, recalibrating a new way of living, loving, connecting. Like, look at this. Doesn't get any better than that. There's information here, news, okay? Expressing news, receiving news, wanting news. being made aware of news that's relevant for this next level, okay? After a time perhaps of going within, seeking the wisdom within, the Hermit is ruled by Virgo. Look at this though, look at his lantern. Let's go back to your star card. Oh, how relevant are these cards today? See, it's not a candle, it's a star. Do you know where the Hermit, for all his wisdom, he chose to embark on an inner journey to gain wisdom and clarity? And he chose to seek only the light that shines on his current spot. He's not concerned about the past. He's not concerned about the future. He is only focused on the now. And that is wisdom. And that is all the wisdom he needs. Okay? It is what makes him wise. And the light that casts on that wisdom has been gifted by the star of Aquarius. See? How beautiful is that? Okay, you're ending something here. You're closing a chapter after a time of deep solitude, going on a journey, because the Hermit card is numbered 9. Okay, maybe this story goes back as far as 17 months, 17 years. When you were 17 might be relevant for you, Aqua. I felt the need to identify that number. After a time of going within and seeking that wisdom, you learned a lot about, I need to sneeze. Bless me. Sneezing is clearing old energy. After that time of going within and seeking the wisdom within, Aqua, you learned a lot about how our connections can ultimately be toxic, or the ways in which we've connected, the ways in which we've believed about connection has ultimately been toxic. Oh, now I'm getting to a point of clearing. Maybe you need to do that too. I need to wrap this up because I'm just going to be a sneeze head. Look, maybe you got to a point of what was toxic for you in the realms of how we connect, how we do not connect, how we do not allow ourselves to connect, how we connect out of fear, how we connect out of ego drives, yeah? This is the lower shadows. This, once, watch this. Okay, tissue, sorry. Once we are tempted by the serpent, do you know where the serpent leads us? To the underworld, to the underground. We no longer believe in this high vibration of unconditional love. It's a different world. Our guidance no longer is of 5D. It's no longer of that higher vibration. It is of something else. It is the master of the shadows, master of the human ego, our fears. The serpent is a ground animal. It knows how to go beneath, into the underworld as well, yeah? These are the same people, Aqua. Look at them. There's another version of you wanting to come through, and you're here. Alright? In this crossroads. You can go left or you can go right. You can go up or you can go down. There's this crossroads energy where you're currently at right now as we close the 2 weeks off of June. But June, July, August are significant. The last year has been significant for you. The next year is going to be significant for you. You've learned a lot about the truth and wisdoms about both of these energies and about what is right for you. These are the same card. How amazing is that? Isn't it? Cryptic, right? So instead of looking up and following higher guidance or being comfortably vulnerable to connect, you know, without covers, without mask, without false sense of self, you know, that's what clothing represents. Instead of looking up and being revitalized by the light of the sun, the clarity of the sun, you know, she's gone and chosen to follow the serpent, which led her to this. Or him, whatever the case may be, both of them. Okay, see how that transforms? You're wanting an emotional reset. You're wanting a whole new way to live and love, connect, fall in love. You're wanting to reset your views around commitment and permanency and how real that can possibly be for you. Because this is the reality of our world. What the world told us that love is. This doesn't have to be completely dark. This is the way in which we subtly manipulate each other and subtly express our fears or allow our fears to rule, or majorly, whatever the case may be. You know, we're always tempted by the shadow side of the human ego. Just as we're always called towards compassion, love, and higher virtue, yeah? What is possible? Wow, Aqua, seriously, this is a judgment card. Something about the last 20 years, something about when you were 20. The judgment card is calling to you, you know? It's calling the lessons, the wisdoms, the connections of the past. What you've learned from the mother, okay? Or what a mother means for you. How you've nurtured yourself, what you've allowed to grow, what you will be growing, all right? The Empress card is another manifestation here. I can keep going. There's a lot of deep transformations for you. There's a shift in your emotional body. Make no mistake. This is amazing. Let's finish off with an Oracle of the Unicorns card. Let's finish off with an Oracle of the Unicorns card, my lovely Aqua. Wow, I didn't even check back in with your original light activation card. Allow the color to fill your life, okay? So if life was once black and white, when it comes to the realms of your beliefs of possibility, okay, there is now a bucket load of color trying to rain down on you to change the whole landscape. Reset the picture. There's a number 4 there as well. It's a 40, all right? Like the 4 of Wands. Let's finish with a unicorn card. These are my daughter's oracle cards. Compassion for self, for others, for the past. This is what gets us next to that next level, okay, of our experience. Be gentle with yourself, Aquarius. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Compassion. Compassion is a healing frequency all on its own, okay? It truly is filled with peace, guided by peace and held in peace. It's a beautiful gift that we give self first, okay? And then we extend to others. All right, my beautiful Aquas, hopefully that resonates. If so, leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe. But by all means, head over to the Instagram page if you haven't seen already. Each week, I'll do a quick read, okay? Where you will get a 2 to 3 minute video for the energy that you're experiencing this week and every other week. Hopefully that resonates as you close off the final 2 weeks of June, and I'll see you in July for your monthly readings. Enjoy June, Aqua. See you next time.